how was the commentating for you today? Is this something you want to do like in boxing also?
Well, no, it's not really something that I want to do. I enjoy doing it, you know, and it's giving me the time, you know, both shows that BKB has had, it's giving me the time to do it, you know. I'm a boxing coach, and I love being in the gym, and if next show I still get the opportunity, I'll be more than happy to do it. You know, I love doing it. It's something that something different that I want to continue doing, but it's not something that I really want to do for the rest of my life. You know, I think I still have. I'm only 40, so I think I still got another 20, 30 years of coaching. So I think this is just a little fun for me.
My last question: Matisse and Provatnikov. A lot of people are interested in that fight. How do you see that playing out?
I can't wait for that fight. And it's too bad. I have Maidana's younger brother Fabian fighting on the Chavez undercard on the 18th because. I'm gonna miss that fight. It's a fight that I really want to see. You know what? I'm actually thinking of telling whoever's in charge of Maidana's fight, maybe putting the first fight and then drive home and go watch the fights, because not only Provatnikov and Matisse, but I also want to see Crawford and Delorme. You know, both fights are going to be.
What do you think of that fight,
Delorme? It's a great fight. You know, Delorme's getting his opportunity. He's a very strong fighter, very dedicated. He trained with him for a couple of fights. He trains like nobody else. He's very dedicated. So that I give him a little bit of chance. But Crawford is very skillful. He's already done it many times. He's already a former world champion, undefeated former world champion, moving up in weight. So that might be a little bit disadvantage, but he's still the bigger guy. He's still the taller guy. So I think it's going to be a very interesting fight.
Is your brother Mikey going to watch that fight very closely?
Well, Mikey watches every fight. He'll probably I don't know what he's going to be doing. He might be in the home still watching the Chavez fight, just to be there and enjoy a good night of boxing. I don't know. I really don't know what he's going to do that day of the fight.
So he's going up to 140, right?
Well, right now we don't even know if he's ever going to fight again. That's where we're at right now. We have nothing lined up. So what can I say? Maybe he wouldn't even be able to make 147. You know what I mean? It's hard to say.
What's your prediction, Salido Martinez?
You know what? I think I have to go with Mikey. Mikey thinks Martinez is going to win, and when I talked to him about it, I thought he was wrong. But when he started, giving me his explanation, I think I'm leaning towards Martinez to win the fight also. Salido is taking the too many beatings. He went down so many times against Mikey, and then he also went down so many times in the fight when he won the title. So he goes down easy. So if Martinez is in great shape, he catches him, Martinez will drop him. So I pick Martinez to win a close fight, right? I pick Martinez to win.
Now, Robert, I don't know if you've been asked this question right now, but definitely Layla McCarter, she put on a great performance. What do you think boxing has to do to change their mentality on women boxing to maybe promote them a little bit better?
Look, we haven't had big ladies boxing in many years. Since Christy Martin, Layla Lee, Mia St. John, and we're talking 10, 15 years ago. I'm happy, that BKB brought a woman fight back. That way, it gives her the big stage, pay-per-view. The whole world can watch it, and she looks sensational. Out of the whole card, she was the one that fought with the better skills than anybody else. Everybody's fit for BKB, but the way she fought, her style doesn't seem like it's good for the pit. But she fought beautiful. She was tipping around her opponent and doing everything that Finito Lopez used to do. You know what I mean? I guess the only fighter that I could probably say that does similar to that right now is Chocolatito Roman Gonzalez. She has tremendous skills, and I was very impressed.
And she showed that a boxer could actually dominate in a BKB, which is supposed to be like a brawler type of.
She clearly did, and you know what? And Rosado didn't do that this fight. But in his previous fight against Vera, he did the same thing. He boxed really good. You don't need that big ring to be able to do it. If you do it, with the right steps to the, at the right timing, you could easily do that. But tonight, it was her that did it, and I was very impressed.
Speaking of in the main event, what did you think of the judges' scorecard? And do you agree? Or
I think the draw was a good call because it's just the fact that it was some rounds were very close. Some rounds were rounds that you could have gotten either way. I actually had on my scorecards I had Rosado winning by 1 round, but those rounds were so close that the judges could have easily given them to Curtis or to Gabe. They were really close. I think the draw was good. Might bring them back on a rematch. I think in a rematch, I hate to say it because Rosado's a good friend of mine. He trains in my gym and everything, but I think in a rematch I have to give Curtis Stevens the edge because he seemed a little shy, especially the first couple of rounds. He was like waiting a little too long, like he was a little uncomfortable in the pit. But he already did it. He knows it's no big deal, no big difference for him. So in a rematch, I think he's going to come straight at Rosado.
As BKB goes on, do you think the knockdowns, since they're a little easier to get here, is it automatically kind of a 10-8 when someone goes down, do you think? Or how do you think
that could change. That could change because there was a couple of knockdowns that, where the fighter goes to the edge and gets hit, but it's not like he got down. He went down because of the punch. He went down because he was leaning against the edge, and they do call it as a knockdown. I guess you just got to know that you can't go back. You can't go back, and if you get touched going back and you trip on that, they're gonna call it as a knockdown. Should it be a 10-8? Maybe not. Maybe it's up to the judge to see if it was clearly a knockdown, if it was caused by stepping on the edge.
Hey, let me ask you, Robert, your brother and your father, I seen an interview you guys did where they gave Floyd Mayweather high praise. I believe your brother said that it was his favorite fighter, and your dad gave him really, really high praise as one of the all-time greats. Let's say because Floyd is the favorite to win this fight against Manny Pacquiao, if he goes in there and he wins this fight decisively, no controversy, where would you personally rate him?
You know what, this fight would really, really put him up there as if not one of the greatest, because this fight with Pacquiao, Pacquiao is also one of the greatest. I still think he does need to do something like that, to look very impressive, to be able to call him the greatest. He's fought great fighters and beaten them all, but some decisions have been very close. I always argue with Mikey and my dad about comparing him, fighting against the solid welterweights in the 80s, the Thomas Hearns, the Sugar Ray Leonards, the Haglers. How would he do against those guys? Everybody right now at this time, all the welterweights fighting right now are all guys that have moved up in weight from featherweights to junior lightweights, moving up in weight,
yeah.
and they're all in the welterweight division. You don't have a solid welterweight that Keith Thurman is the only one. The only one that's a solid welterweight. Besides that, there are guys that have been moving up in weight and have become welterweights. I question that. How would he have done? We'll never know and we'll never see it. But how would he have done with a solid welterweights of the 80s and early 90s? Absolutely.
And my last question, Robert. This is what I think. I want to see if you agree with me. I'm starting to think with BKB, could it possibly be the more skillful fighters come to BKB, the less knockouts we'll get because they don't really leave themselves open? Because I noticed from the first one they did to now, I believe there was even less knockouts now. Do you think the technique will kind of slow down the knockouts?
I think so, and you just said it. We've seen it from the first show to this one already. The first show, there was a lot more blood, more knockdowns, more knockouts. This fight, we've seen just like 1 or 2 cuts, very few knockdowns. We've seen a lot more decisions in this this night. The better fighters, the more skillful fighters that are coming in, might just change the whole boxing world. A lot of people might start getting more interested into doing this. BKB is only 2 minute rounds, 7 rounds. Yes, you have to be a little more visual, but not necessary. You can fight very smart and use the circle to your advantage. There's those fighters that could use it.
Which we've seen tonight.
With Jesus Soto Caras, that's a good example that he came in, on a losing streak, and he looked good today. He actually came with the.
Caras, I think it's perfect. Like I just said, for Soto Caras or Stevens or even Gabe Rosado. In boxing they've had their big fights, but they've never been able to get that big win. Now they come to BKB. BKB is paying them very, very well. So here they get a chance to say, I won a belt. I'm a world champion. it might not be the same, but for them it will be, because now they're the main event. Now they're winning. Now they're able to headline a pay-per-view event. That's awesome. I think it's great.
I'm sorry, one more thing, Robert. We always talk about the fighters, Mayweather versus Pacquiao, but who's the better trainer, depending on who wins this fight decisively?
You know what? If we go to the corner, man, and the better trainer, I have to give the edge to Manny Pacquiao. Freddie Roach is a great trainer. He's done a great job with not only Manny Pacquiao, but I could say hundreds of fighters, because he's had so many throughout his career as a trainer. With Mayweather Senior, it's just pretty much Mayweather himself, the one that's talented. I don't think it's his trainers that have taught him to be what he is. I think Mayweather could be Mayweather with his dad, his uncle, or anybody else. I think it's not. I think Mayweather could fight a fight without even having his dad in the corner. He could win a fight with having his waterman or his cutman in the corner. That's just how good he is.
Yeah. Now, just to play devil's advocate, Zab Judah, I did an interview with him. He said that Freddie Roach has never trained a fighter from scratch, brought him up from the ground up. Everyone he trained was already a champion. What do you think about him saying
I
that?
agree to that one too. I agree to that one. I haven't seen one that he has brought since his first professional fight to become a superstar. That is true. Zab Judah is correct there. But Freddie Roach does have that experience of bringing in a fighter, like Cotto, where Cotto has already lost a few in a row and everybody thought he was done. He comes back and has had some true big wins. You've seen before. You've seen what he did with Manny Pacquiao. So he has never had somebody from the beginning, but he's still a great trainer when it comes to all the guys that he's done a great job with.
You believe he did? He has enhanced them.
Yeah, he does. He has. He has. No doubt.
Okay.
Thank you, Robert.